I'm going to give you quite a little intriguing little question to see if you can get it right. Okay, so imagine we've got a machine to hit the balls. Really depressing, I know, because it hits the ball perfect pretty much every time. So this is the machine, metal arm, it swings up, down and back through. And on the end of this, so I'm now going to replace this with my lead arm. So on the end of this metal arm is a golf club. And this machine swings the club up and swings it back down and through. Now here's the question. If we make the machine stop here, and I'm going to ask you multiple choice this, three possible answers. Only one is right. Now, when we press the green button for this arm to go through, what do you think would happen to the club? Would it go up? Would it stay the same? Or would it naturally release through of its own accord? I wonder how many of you will get this right. So one last time. So we press the green button and this metal arm's going to go with some speed. Would the club go up, stay the same, or naturally want a release of its own accord? Okay, so I think you've had enough time now. So if I go here and we're going to press the green button. Ready? Go. That is the answer. It goes up. It goes in the opposite direction. Now that's just added power purely by the downward force of that metal arm. And then the club reacts to that. Now you might say, well, yeah, but how does it then catch up? And here's the irony to the hitting down motion, which is correct because we're going back down on the circle. But as this metal arm gets here, as it is now just starting on its upward motion, is when the club wants to catch up. So it's created its own lag in the downswing, and then it naturally will catch up as that arm is just starting its upward swing. So this is a very, very interesting insight to what would happen if you had the machine doing it, and maybe what we do, because we set the wrists. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. We can set them. We could do it a bit later. It's not a problem. But the machine doesn't set them. And that's when you see a lot of the top players get in this, almost this sort of flail, extra lag position at the change of their direction from up to down. And that increases it. We don't then necessarily have to think, oh my goodness, how on earth am I going to get from there to there now? That will happen. Whether you like it or not, that will release. It has to. But here, this is going down on its circle. That's down, but it's not down because it's on a circular motion, but it's still traveling downwards. And I feel like this is something that you guys really need to try to feel that you're adding to your game. Some of you may do it fantastically well. I'm sure some of you do. But most of us will make that mistake when we go from our upswing to our downswing. Here. Now I'm not holding that back. I'm just going to let it release, unhinge of its own accord. Now I've done some videos on how you can feel and teach yourself the wrist action, and for me I think they're all good videos you can go and watch. But this idea, this method I believe is the simplest way of trying to hit the ball consistently well. Now, a lot of you will have the feeling, or maybe you're thinking this now, is that if we do this, then you're going to hit the ground too soon. But that will only happen if this stops, because then the momentum of the club releases. Well, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to keep that circle going, so that impact point gets moved across to where we want it to be. So let me hit one just with my lead hand and lead arm, and then we've got an interesting one with this arm. But let's just see, and remember, we want that little downward hit, that little bit of mat, divot, ground contact. So I'll do this, so I'm not going to hit it too hard. It's a good test. Oh, not bad, not bad. So, trail hand, trail arm. Now if we think of the machine, this is a much harder machine to build, because we've got a lot more going on. We've not got the wrist with our lead hand, but we've got the wrist with the right hand, the fold of the right arm. We're not just pivoting from here. This is also turning around another center point. So very, very difficult to make that machine as opposed to this machine, where we've just got this one arm swinging back up and back down and through. So it wouldn't be here. This will have a little bit of fold at the halfway point, not loads. It'll have a bit more further back, but we'll do it here just for the demonstration. So we've loaded the wrist, little bit of extra bend here, that's about right. Now I've had to turn much more here to accommodate as well, but all this does is it comes back down on that circle. So if I pull the arm down, you'll see it's in a great position. I haven't done anything other than feel that pressure, that force downwards. So that's there, and then it will straighten because of that centrifugal force. And it would do the same if you could build that machine. It would naturally straighten because of that momentum. Let's try one. Now I'm right-handed, but the problem with, certainly for me, is that there's a lot of interference now. Feels like I can straighten the arm, I can do everything other than really what I really want to do. Let's see if I can do one. It's much easier with the lead hand and arm. So here, and really feel that, and that will retain the club's power until you get to the golf ball. Nearly. So make sure we get a bit of the mat contact. It's a good test, this, actually. I'm not going to edit it. We'll just see what happens, and you can laugh if I get it wrong, okay? I'm going to really try hard not to make you laugh here. Bit of ground contact, get the pull. Oh, there's a little bit ground before the ball again, just got that extension of the arm, just a fraction. Yeah, nearly, not bad. It's a really good test. And then we do it with both. Let's do one with the ball. Make sure I get the mat. Yeah, it's quite pleased with that one. It's gone quite well. 165 yards, small swing. A little bit tight with my right elbow there. But we're all human at this game. Apart from Woods when he was in his early 20s, his golf swing was, you could barely find anything wrong with his swing, to be honest. Absolutely fantastic. And I wish I could just have that for a day. But go and try this, just practice it. Left arm, right arm, whatever. and just feel that the downward circle. It's going to really help your golf game. I promise you it will. And as ever, leave me a comment, interact with me. If you didn't understand something that I've said and you want it clarifying, then just drop me a message and I'll reply. And subscribe, like, share and all of that stuff. And until next time, thanks very much for watching.